Live from Gahanna, this is a special edition of Lincoln Live with Christo Siegel and Ben Brody. Lincoln Live starts now.
We are announcing today that children of the state will have an extended spring break. The spring break will be of duration of 3 weeks.
Ohio Governor Mike DeWine makes a huge announcement that impacts all of us.
Lincoln High School and schools across Ohio will be closing due to the threat from the coronavirus.
Good morning, Lincoln. I'm Christo Siegel.
And I'm Ben Brody.
The governor made that announcement yesterday, just as school was letting out for the day.
But 2 hours before the official cancellation, our Superintendent Steve Barrett sent this email to our district outlining new guidelines for events in our district, including the cancellation or postponement of all school-related and district-sponsored after-school events involving parents, family members, volunteers, and community members.
We caught up with Mr. Barrett last night, and he told us it was a decision he had to make.
The past few days have been very difficult. We've been trying to, hope against hope, just keep everything running, keep students safe, keep learning going, keep all our after-school activities going. But it became, more and more apparent that we weren't going to be able to do that. So it's an extremely difficult time, and it's a very sad time because we want students to have a full school experience, and we believe extracurriculars, things like concerts, plays, dramatic performances, athletic competitions are a really important part of learning. We're just so sad that students aren't going to have the full experience this spring that students would normally have, and just know that we deliberated a lot, thought about that a lot, and had to make some tough decisions.
Thanks, Mr. Barrett.
Now Principal Williams joins us live on the set with a message for everybody.
Good morning, Principal Williams. Thanks for coming down.
Good morning, guys. Thank you for having me. Good morning, Lincoln. As you just heard, yesterday, Governor DeWine held a press conference to provide COVID-19 updates to the state of Ohio. During the press conference, the governor delivered a mandate that all school districts in Ohio close for a period of 3 weeks. We will be closed for students starting on Monday, March 16th, and resuming class on Monday, April 6th. While we are closed, we will transition to a distance learning environment, and teachers will work to continue instruction with students. Distance learning will occur March 18th through the 20th and March 30th through April 3rd, with March 23rd through the 27th being days off for spring break. Please note that distance learning does not mirror an in-school day, and coursework may be adjusted to be better suited for at-home learning. Though you will not be constrained by traditional learning hours, you will be required to complete all activities and assignments. It is important to know that this is a rapidly changing situation, and we will continue to assess the situation, making adjustments as necessary. We will use email, social media, and our district website to provide the most up-to-date, accurate information as it becomes available. I know much of this creates a sense of angst, disappointment, and inconvenience, and for that, I am truly sorry. These decisions are being made in the best interest of our entire school community and to help slow the spread of COVID-19. We all need to work together to protect the health of each of you, our staff, families, and the Gahanna-Jefferson community. I want to remind you of the general guidelines for preventing the spread of all potential viruses and diseases, such as washing your hands frequently, staying home if you're ill, and covering a cough or sneeze with a sleeve and not a hand. In the days ahead, we will continue to pull together and remain one pride, one family through these unprecedented times. Thank you, Lincoln. And now back to Ben and Christo.
Thank you, Mrs. Williams. Is there any update on practices for the time being?
I'm glad you asked, Christo. We do have an update. So practices, games, lifting, any workouts for our athletes have been postponed until April 6th.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Obviously, our entire town is impacted by the coronavirus, so we tracked down Mayor Jadwin, and she was eager to share some information and give a little advice to all of you.
I just want to assure you that we at City Hall are working very closely with our police department, our emergency management partners, Mifflin Township Fire, and your school system through Superintendent Barrett to make sure that we are receiving the most up-to-date information and providing the same to you and to your families. I urge you to stay away from all of those stories on social media. If you want to get the most current information, please follow our Facebook page at City of Gahanna or the school district page for the most current and factual information. All of the entities I've identified are in constant communication with the Ohio Department of Health and the Franklin County Public Health Department so that we can provide you with the most accurate and up-to-date information as we receive it.
Thank you, Mayor Jadwin. Our marketing program, DECA, is used to competing at the state level, and they were ready to once again take on the state this weekend. But that's not going to happen. Here are two members of DECA to explain how they're staying optimistic.
Obviously, we got the news that our state competition got canceled, so obviously we're really disappointed. But now we found out that there's an alternate route to the national competition where we can get there just based on our written competition, so we're really excited for that part.
Although we're very disappointed, we're still putting in hard work because there's an alternate route to getting to nationals, and we're just continuing to work hard on both the presentation and the written portion because we've already worked very hard on it so far and might as well just keep working hard on it.
Thanks, guys. Our choir has been working extremely hard for their district competition, which was supposed to be this weekend. Here is choir director Mr. Lehman with an update.
This is Mr. Lehman, the director of our choirs here, representing over 400 students and 6 choirs at GLHS. We have had district and state contests canceled for us here recently, but I think we're operating with an abundance of caution. I'm feeling very upbeat and hopeful that we will be able to perform that music for our audiences and for each other this year yet. We have a concert scheduled May 17th that I'm hopeful we will still be able to have. This week, to end the week, we are recording audio and video of all the choirs to kind of record where we are right now, and I'm feeling very positive that we're going to be fine moving forward.
Thanks, Mr. Lehman. Not only did the choir have their competition canceled, but so did the band. They too worked incredibly hard for their OMEA district contest, but both districts and state competition have been canceled. Here are Sarah Staley and Mr. Sebriak with their reactions.
I really enjoy getting the opportunity to perform for an audience and getting feedback on everything we've done, what we can improve on and what we've done well. And now that I don't get that chance, it's really sad.
We're very disappointed, but we're also hoping that maybe the spring concerts will still happen, which is a nice end for our year. It's a good culminating activity. But it was a very somber place yesterday as we were talking about all this with all those students. And so we're incredibly disappointed, but hopeful that we'll be able to get back into live performances soon.
Thanks, guys. There's a common phrase in show business that says the show must go on, and that's the attitude our theater company is taking as they prepare for Chicago High School edition. Here is theater director Mrs. Maciosi to explain how they are handling the potential cancellation of our spring musical.
We are in rehearsal for our spring musical, Chicago, the high school edition, but we are continuing to believe, and we will believe until we hear otherwise, that this show will go on May 7th. We will come back from our break and be in rehearsal, probably over Saturdays and Sundays, and catching up and doing what we have to do to make sure that this show happens for the Gahanna community.
So right now we're operating on the idea and basically the hope that we can still do our musical, but if we weren't able to do it, yeah, that would just be really devastating, and it's hard to explain the feelings that we would all have, seniors who it's their last year. I mean, a lot of things are getting canceled and a lot of seniors are sad about that, and the musical is what our theater program works up to all year, so it would be really, really sad to have that not get to happen, and it would be super devastating.
Thank you, guys. Now let's turn our attention to Lion Sports, where some of our athletes were getting ready for state and national competitions. One of them is wrestler Chuck Williams, who was supposed to wrestle at state this weekend. Now that dream is gone. We caught up with Chuck before school today.
I was hoping it wasn't true, honestly, because I put so much time and effort into this season, and to just know that it's canceled by this virus, it just sucks. So I was really hoping it wasn't true, but I heard it was true, and I was just sad.
Thanks, Chuck. We all feel badly for you. Members of our indoor track team were headed to New York this weekend to compete in the national championships, but like everything else, their trip was also canceled. We talked to Caleb Shovlin after he received the news.
We were really disappointed to hear the news, but we're looking forward to training on our own if we have to for outdoor track, and hoping that nationals will be open for outdoor as well. But we are keeping our heads up.
Thanks, Caleb. Every year, Tag Day is Gahanna's largest fundraiser to gain support for the athletic team here at the high school. Athletic Director Ms. Harris has an update on Tag Day.
All right, guys, Tag Day this Saturday, March 14th, has been canceled. In lieu of a neighborhood canvas going door to door, we're going to do an online campaign instead. At this time, with the abundance of information we've received from the CDC, it is best that we look out for the best interest of our student athletes, their families, and our coaches, and not go door to door. So the online campaign is live now. We'll get you that information. We're going to do online donations again instead of the door-to-door donation. So thank you for your continued support. And at this time, as far as other activities and athletic events, you'll just have to stay tuned for more information. It's a day-to-day process that we're taking very seriously.
Thanks, Ms. Harris.
Now we're joined by Kiara Michael, who's here with some important information about the coronavirus.
Good morning, Kiara. How are you doing?
Good, how are you guys?
Good.
All right, what do you have for us?
Well, let's see. Good morning, Lincoln. We've all heard the word coronavirus, but most of us don't know what it actually is. So we tracked down our school nurse, Dr. Wright, to give us an explanation. Here's Dr. Wright.
Coronavirus is a large group of viruses that are commonly known to cause cold-like symptoms, just a common cold. They're different strains though, and that is what is going on with the coronavirus. It's just a new strain of the coronavirus that is causing more severe respiratory symptoms than the typical common cold. The reason it is a concern is there's no way to prevent it. We have no vaccine for this strain of coronavirus. If you have cold-like symptoms, even typically you might go somewhere having it. Right now they're saying if you have cold-like symptoms, stay home.
Thanks, Dr. Wright. None of us can stop the coronavirus, but we can do our part in staying healthy. Here's Trinity Nim with some important information from the Center for Disease Control.
We've all heard about the coronavirus as it starts to spread across the United States, but how can you reduce the risk of contracting it? First, obviously, you would try to avoid being exposed to it. The Center for Disease Control says you can start by avoiding close contact with people who are sick. Stay home when you're sick, avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. The CDC also suggests you wash your hands frequently with warm water and soap for at least 20 seconds after using the bathroom, before eating, after blowing your nose, or after you cough or sneeze. And if good old-fashioned soap and water aren't available, use hand sanitizer. But the CDC says the hand sanitizer needs to be at least 60% alcohol to be effective. So there you have it. Those are a few things to keep you safe and healthy. Stay healthy, Lincoln.
Thanks, Trinity. That's all from me. Stay safe, Lincoln.
Thanks, Kira.
Thank you.
Stay safe yourself.
Thank you.
Hopefully you were able to take a health tip from the show to help yourself from not getting sick.
Well, Lincoln, that's all we have for today.
We will see you again in a few weeks.
Enjoy your break and stay healthy, Lincoln.
Bye.
Bye.